It's about some pretty cool technology changing how we think about glass.
Smart privacy solutions.
Exactly. From a company called Polytronics, Inc. On two distinct products, Polyvision Smart Privacy Glass and PolyBlind Switchable Privacy Glass.
That's right. And our mission today, really, with this deep dive
Oh, yeah.
is to, well, cut through the specifics in these sources, get to the core understanding.
Figure out what they are.
What they are, how they actually work, and crucially, how you'd figure out which one might be the right fit for a particular space or, a specific need.
Right, because both seem to offer this really compelling idea of privacy on demand. Imagine a window or maybe a glass wall that can just change its state instantly, from clear to private.
Yeah, it sounds almost like science fiction, doesn't it? But it's real.
It is. So let's figure out the mechanics. Maybe start with Polyvision. What did the sources tell us about that one?
Okay, diving into the material on Polyvision. It's essentially described as a smart film, or it could be a piece of glass itself, that gets laminated between layers of glass.
Laminated, okay.
And the underlying engine for this, the tech behind it, is what's known as PDLC technology.
PDLC. Right, polymer dispersed liquid crystal. That sounds technical. What does it actually do? How does that make glass switch?
Well, think of it simply like this. You've got these tiny liquid crystals sort of scattered, dispersed within a polymer layer inside the film.
Okay.
When the power is off, these crystals are all just randomly oriented. They scatter light in all directions.
Ah, so that's why it looks opaque.
Exactly. That scattering gives it that opaque look, like a frosted white or milky white surface, as the sources say.
Right.
But then you apply an electric current.
Flick a switch.
Flick a switch, basically. And those crystals instantly align themselves. Suddenly, light can pass straight through.
And the glass becomes completely clear, transparent.
Just like that. The sources really emphasize that instant transition.
Ah, so it's literally an instant switch based on electricity.
Yeah.
Opaque and private when it's off, totally clear and visible when it's on.
That's the core idea.
Yeah.
And controlling it seems pretty straightforward, too.
How so?
Well, the material points to options like, a simple overlay-off switch, maybe a phone app, a remote control.
Well, even motion sensors.
Or even integrating it with motion sensors, yeah. It's all about putting that instant control right at your fingertips, however you need it.
That instant shift, it sounds incredibly versatile. I mean, it's not just for fancy boardrooms, is it?
No, not at all. The sources list a surprisingly wide range of potential uses.
Like what?
They really highlight its adaptability. I mean, sure, offices and conference rooms are obvious fits, but they also mention really critical areas in healthcare, like transforming visibility in nurseries, emergency rooms, ICUs, even operating rooms.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Big implications there.
Definitely. Think about shower enclosures or skylights, plus security windows, counter displays.
And even, what, yachts and trains?
Yeah, and even niche applications in yachts, trains, and vehicle partitions can be used pretty much anywhere, interior or exterior, where you need that on-demand change from private to clear.
So it's not just about privacy then. The sources suggest other benefits.
Right. Beyond just privacy, they talk about security, safety, and these multifunctional benefits like helping manage daylight.
Blocking glare, maybe?
Blocking glare, and even helping with temperature control.
How does it do that?
Well, by managing the light and glare that comes through, it can potentially contribute to energy efficiency.
Got it. Okay, so Polyvision. PDLC tech, instant full privacy or clarity, sleek, minimal look, very versatile uses from healthcare to homes to vehicles.
That sums it up nicely based on the sources.
Right. Now let's pivot to PolyBlind. This one seems to take a different angle on this switchable privacy idea.
It absolutely does, yeah, where Polyvision is about the whole pane-changing state uniformly.
All or nothing.
Right. PolyBlind's designed for switchable privacy, but in sections.
Just sections.
Yeah, the material describes it as dividing the glass or sometimes even the Polyvision film itself into segments or patterns.
Okay.
And here's a really fascinating detail from the sources. It apparently uses patented technology to create these segments without any visible wires running through the glass itself.
Oh, wow. Without visible wires, that's a neat trick for keeping the look clean.
It is. Definitely impacts the aesthetic.
So how does the appearance differ from Polyvision then? Especially when it's off.
Okay, so when PolyBlind is off, the sources say it looks frosted, similar to Polyvision in that sense.
Still private.
Still private, but you'll apparently see these integrated horizontal pattern lines embedded within that frosted surface. They're part of the design.
Ah, okay. So lines are visible even when off.
Seems so.
Yeah.
But the real visual difference comes when you activate it.
Okay.
Instead of the whole thing going completely clear like Polyvision, PolyBlind creates this alternating effect. Some sections become transparent, while others stay frosted.
Like blinds, like Venetian blinds.
Exactly. It mimics the appearance of blinds or shades, hence the name PolyBlind.
So it's not really about achieving full clarity across the whole pane. It's more about selectively making parts transparent, creating a pattern or allowing a view through certain sections while keeping others private.
Precisely. The sources describe it as providing patterned opacity control.
Patterned opacity control.
Oh, and the control method reflects this too. To open or close specific blind sections.
Ah, so you don't just turn the whole thing on or off. You can choose which lines become clear.
Exactly. This means you get much more granular control over how much is visible or private and where. Maybe open just the top sections or the middle, creating specific zones of visibility or privacy.
That level of granular control sounds like the real core innovation here, beyond just the basic on-off switch.
It seems to be the key differentiator, yes.
And the patterns.
While it can mimic typical window blinds,
Mm-hmm.
there are also options mentioned for patterns like chevrons and diamonds.
So where would this kind of controlled patterned visibility be most impactful?
Especially where that granular section control might be beneficial.
It really sounds like it brings a new level of versatility and personalization to architectural design, as the sources put it.
That seems to be the positioning.
Yeah.
And the key benefits mentioned tie right into that.
Customizable sections, pattern options.
Exactly. Customizable sections, line thickness, pattern options, those are highlighted as key benefits, driving that versatility and personalization. It fulfills the function of electronic curtains, or electronic blinds, as they say, but right within the glass itself.
Very cool. And like